So Revelations 2 kind of carries the torch that Revelations 1 set out to do, which is sort of a return to form, a return to the origins of the series with more of a focus on horror, so we still have that in mind. So the Revelation series internally is treated as sort of its own IP, in a manner of speaking. It exists as a way to sort of merge the old-style Resident Evil elements with the more modern Resident Evil elements, with a balance that is unique to the Revelations series. I think with the spin-off series, it's more important than usual even to keep in careful communication with fans, understand what it is that they want, and do our best to meet those needs, and that is the role that Revelations fulfills. I think we do definitely feel some freedom, because it is a spin-off series, that we can try some things that we wouldn't necessarily do with the mainline series. Some new elements that we've incorporated in Revelations 2 this time around include things like some light stealth elements, things like that. These are new to us and something really excited about trying out, but at the same time, I think because it's not a mainline numbered series, it actually, in a way, limits our freedom, in a manner of speaking, in that that's where the big risks tend to be taken, and they tend to do things kind of out of the box. Whereas, as I said before, the idea of this being a spin-off series, it kind of gives us a special obligation to really understand what it is that the fans want and deliver that to them. So in some way we have a little more freedom, but in some ways we can't go too far off the beaten path because we have a certain mission in relation to the fans themselves. This particular game takes place on the Resident Evil timeline somewhere between the events of 5 and 6. During that time period, until now, what Claire has been up to has been kind of a blank slate, so this gives us a chance to roll up our sleeves and dive in and show people exactly what was happening to her in that time frame.
Moira Burton is one of the first acknowledgments of Barry as a character since that vague ending in Resident Evil 3. What's he been up to? What's going on there? Is she the daughter that was in the picture that he had in Resident Evil 1?
Yeah, so that is indeed the little girl that you see in Barry's family photo. Nice catch. So this isn't technically the first time we've seen Moira. It's certainly the first time that we've been able to control her in any capacity and seeing her as an in-game character. So she appears in the game not just as an important story element, she's also really important to the gameplay. She's there for a very good reason, and she is, acting as her own agent, as Moira, as a member of the Burton clan, so to speak. I can't tell you a whole lot about what Barry has been up to, but I can say that the focus of the story will remain largely on Moira and what she's up to, what's happening to her. Well, for now, I would rather that fans kind of talk amongst themselves of what they think might be happening with Barry and how what we might see or hear from him in the game. When we look back at the original Revelations, it did indeed start as a handheld system, but on a handheld system. It really took off when it hit the home consoles. It was pretty well received when it got its HD makeover, so it seemed to make sense to bring Revelations 2 to the home platforms as well. On top of that, aside from the similarities and the horror theme and things like that, there's not a lot of direct correlation between Revelations 1 and 2. In fact, when this game first started being kind of incubated and thought about, we didn't even know it was going to be Revelations 2, so it kind of started. It's not that we said let's make Revelations 2, what console should we put it on? We had this idea for a console-based game that was focused on horror and had this serialized sort of method of storytelling, and it sort of became or evolved into Revelations 2. We at Capcom, we know a lot about how to do the disc business. We know how to give people discs. The digital frontier is kind of new. There's a lot of room for experimenting there. How do we approach customers in this arena? Can we try something a little different rather than just giving them one game in one shot? So we thought this whole episodic format might be an interesting thing to try. We thought it suited the way the game is designed and the tempo of it. We've kind of had this image in our heads that people would tend to play portable systems for shorter periods of time and tend to play longer on consoles. And that's been the conventional wisdom, but I think we see that changing. I think you have people on their cell phones and on portables playing for longer and longer. We have people who are turning on their home consoles but looking for a smaller, bite-sized experience. I think the market's changed a bit since then, so it seems like it would be well suited to this kind of format in that sense.
Have other episodic games, maybe like I'm thinking of like Telltale, like Walking Dead and Wolf Among Us, has that influenced or inspired Capcom in any way?
Yeah, I mean, I think just if you say the word episodic game, Telltale comes to mind. They've done a tremendous job of bringing that out into the forefront, and I don't think we're the only ones to say that. Sure, we've drawn some level of inspiration from what they've done. I think the main thing we wanted to achieve by going episodic with this is we wanted people to not just play the game by themselves and enjoy it. We wanted to encourage them to take the story story apart and really analyze things and talk amongst themselves and make predictions as to what they think will happen next, in the same way we see people getting involved with popular TV shows. We thought that something like that would really suit the Resident Evil universe, and it might be a worthwhile thing to pursue. So right now, the plan is to separate episodes by 1 week. So there'll be 4 mainline episodes. Each of these will cost $5.99 each. I would say each episode contains approximately 2 hours or so of gameplay. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things, given the realities of the production schedule, we're not really going to be able to, if there's only a week in between, obviously, get a lot of user feedback in there. It's something that might be interesting, but at the same time, it's about striking a balance. We know that this is a market in which packaged product is totally important. We knew we wanted to get a disc version out shortly after the episodes were out. All of this, the kind of cadence of release and everything was sort of dictated by what we wanted to do in the market. We wanted to offer people as many choices as possible. You can buy this stuff separately, you can pick up a disc, and that kind of helped to dictate the shortened release, and then that in turn made it just physically impossible to get a lot of feedback in between there, since there's very little time to do so.
Are you able to give a hint about what might be on the disc that's different?
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much. What I can say is it'll give you a way to enjoy the game even after you've finished some of the episodes. That there might be a reason to go back to things you thought you had seen. Yeah, I mean, the main thing I want to get across is that, we think we understand what it is that fans want. We've done our best to kind of answer those needs. The game focuses very much on horror. We know that people might be interested in the idea of kind of more claustrophobic, enclosed spaces, darkness, being surprised, that good kind of old-fashioned scariness. We're bringing that back. That's good. Once again, it's also full of plenty of homages and references to previous games in the series, which is great because the game itself is self-contained enough that someone could jump in with no real context from other Resident Evil games. But if you do kind of know your Resident Evil stuff, you're going to enjoy it perhaps on a different level than other people. So it should be entertaining and interesting for gamers of all stripes.